Imagine 10 years down the line, तुम्हारी wife को पता हो that her husband, the father of her children, sneaks off to the bathroom every now and then and gets himself off to pixels on his screen, looking at girls almost half his age. This is a reality for the vast majority of people, and it's likely to be yours as well. Let me ask you something. पिछले 2 दिनों में, and be honest with yourself and genuinely think about this for a second. पिछले 2 दिनों में, yesterday and today, how much of your time, how much of your energy has gone into girls? Be it looking at them or thinking about them or talking and texting with them or scrolling through reels where every other reel is an attractive girl full screen on your phone. Not, of course, doing the deed. In fact, how do you feel every single time right after watching porn? एक बार उस feeling पे tap करो, उसको एक बार genuinely सोचने और experience करने की कोशिश करो अभी. That feeling, that negativity, that guilt, that feeling miserable and terrible, that is your brain trying to talk to you, man. सुनो उसकी. Lust एक बार overcome हो जाए ना भाई, it feels like a cheat code. It's the ultimate cheat code. It's more powerful, more potent than being able to overcome your favorite video game, your favorite TV show. Let me help you experience it for yourself. Let me help you through this video overcome lust for good. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sahaj और मैं एक life coach हूँ. One-on-one coaching देता हूँ successful लोगों को and I help them scale to even greater heights. और content बनाता हूँ to help even those who can't directly afford my services. Back to the video, back to lust. Bhai, let's start with the power of lust and the way that it consumes you and the impact it has on your life. देखो, every time you have that urge to give in, every time you feel that lust within you and you actually give in, here's what happens. Number one, you reduce yourself in your own eyes. अपनी ही आंखों में गिर जाते हो, अपनी ही respect खो देते हो. You get to the point where you don't think you can control yourself for even 2-3 days in a row. Chances are already इस position में आ चुके हो. You know the biggest difference between successful people and unsuccessful people? Successful people believe that they're destined for more, that they're going to live grand, big lives, that they're going to achieve massive things. Unsuccessful people just don't even have that belief in the first place. I'll give you my example. For the most part, around 90-95% of the times, I have this conviction and this belief within कि यार बहुत एक grand जिंदगी जीनी है, बहुत कुछ करना है और लाखों लोगों को influence करना है, जिंदगी यहाँ बदलनी है उनकी, खुद इतना successful होना है, क्या क्या करना है. But even today have those moments of weakness 5-10% of the times जब लगता है कि क्या सपने देख रहा है सहज भाई, रेगुलर सा तो बंदा है तू, क्या इधर ही क्या हवा में उड़ रहा है. And the problem with lust when you keep giving into it is that those moments of weakness I just talked about, they become your default. पूरे टाइम ही क्योंकि अपनी आंखों में गिर चुके हो, अपनी रिस्पेक्ट खो चुके हो, पूरे टाइम ही तुम्हारे सपने और तुम्हारे एम्बिशंस ही यहाँ से गिर के जाके यहाँ आके अटक जाते हैं, अपनी कॉन्फिडेंस गिरा देते हो. एक्सट्रीम एग्जांपल लेते हैं. लेट्स से यू हैव अ बिग इंपॉर्टेंट मीटिंग और अ जॉब इंटरव्यू कमिंग अप और यू हैव अ डेट विद अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल, या फिर you have to go and give a speech in front of 1,000 people and you've just been to the bathroom these last 20 minutes doing your thing. How is that big event, how is that big thing gonna go? That's exactly what happens in your day-to-day life here. Every decision you make, every choice you make, every interaction you have with someone, the confidence and the self-esteem with which you show up in the world and in your life, all of that, everything is approached from this inferior, from this defeated state of mind and mindset. Your self-control weakens in every aspect. जब इस तरह, every time you get this desire to this urge and you give in to it, you rewire your brain के जब कोई और जाए give in करना है उस पे. And so then you start giving into every urge and it becomes way more difficult to not give in to the urge of eating junk and procrastinating and binging content for hours on end and just lazing around doing nothing, everything that will keep you from ever becoming your best self. When you give yourself this big dopamine spike every day or even every few days, Anything else that doesn't bring about that same spike just feels bland in comparison. So even this in of itself starts to feel lesser and lesser satisfying and lesser fun, and gets to the point where it just feels empty. And then at the same time, everything else, all of life, just starts to feel bland and boring, and life loses its flavor, and you get to the point where you constantly need some or the other form of stimulation. The best analogy I have for what lust does to a man is that it neuters you every day, over and over again. Your primal energy is zapped from you. Your hunger, your aggression, your edge, that raw masculine energy that pushes you to build, to fight, to conquer, gone. You're literally rewarding yourself for sitting there and doing nothing. That kills your drive over time. You stop chasing your goals with that same intensity. You stop fighting for what you want. That's what a man without control becomes, a neutered version of himself. Tame, distracted, comfortable, powerless. But when you hold that energy in, when you master it instead of wasting it, you feel it. Your eyes sharpen, there becomes about this intensity to you. Your presence commands respect. Your life starts to move forward again. Because real power isn't in release, it's in control. Let me simplify this for you. See, masculinity in one word is goals and ambition and drive. और जब तुम्हारी पूरी ये drive ही लग रही है in chasing women or thinking about them, you deplete yourself of it, and as a result, you're left with nothing for the other things and for the things you have to do in your life. When this happens, you stop feeling like a man. So yeah, if you want to feel like a man, you have to experience for yourself being able to put all of this ambition, all of this drive into one mission, into one goal for yourself, and then consuming yourself in it, where you put all of yourself into that mission. And that brings me to my first point. No fap and and overcoming lust in of itself can't be the goal, but a counterintuitive सा goal हो जाएगा ना, because तुम पूरे दिन सोच रहे हो ये नहीं करना, and as a result पूरे दिन इसके बारे में ही सोचते रह जाते हो. So you need a goal, you need something bigger than this. Because at the end of the day, let's face facts, when you do this, you get a dopamine spike, right? It feels like enjoyment, it feels like it is pleasure, it feels like fun. So you need something that's big enough, that's important enough for you, where you're like, I would willingly give up this satisfaction, this pleasure, this dopamine for that mission. राइट अगर तुम पूरे दिन घर पर बैठने वाले हो, तुम्हें कोई देखने नहीं वाला है सालों के लिए, यू डोंट केयर हाउ यू लुक, तुम कुछ भी गंद खाओगे, कुछ भी करोगे, ऑल ऑफ दैट. Right, but if you know you have a date with a beautiful girl in like a week, or if you know you have an important job interview, या फिर you know कोई photo shoot कराने वाले हो, देख अपनी अपनी gym photo shoot, you it becomes so much easier to not eat dirty, to not fuck up your diet. Right. Similarly, over here as well, in order to overcome this urge and these desires, and in order to overcome lust, you need that mission that is so strong, that is so powerful, that is so motivating कि तुम उसके लिए बोलो भाई ये तो भाड़ में जाए. This is nothing in comparison to what is at stake. जितनी क्लियर वो इमेज हो तुम्हारे दिमाग में, उतना ही easier it becomes to overcome overcome yourself during those moments of weakness. अच्छा, ये मोमेंट्स ऑफ वीकनेस होते क्यों हैं? देखिए, I say this, and I share this with my clients, that lust is like a drug, but worse, because your own body is pushing you to go and indulge in this thing. क्यों body push करती है? Why do you have these moments of weakness? Why is this something that you're programmed to fail on? For the sake of continuity, for ताकि so that the human species can carry on, right? ये तो समझते हो point, that if humans are not having sex, if humans don't reproduce, the species, the human race ceases to exist. So your body is designed in a way, then so number two becomes that you understand why you're getting these urges and why you feel lust, because your body is primarily designed to chase. the other sex, to chase women and to long for them and to want them. And then with that understanding, you can declare and you can understand for yourself कि हाँ मैं समझ रहा हूँ मेरी body क्यों मुझे उधर push कर रही है, but I know better. My body is designed in a primal way where it doesn't care about anything else. It's just like अच्छा ये चाहिए. But I understand, I using my intellect and using my brain understand कि हाँ ये अभी चाहिए but अभी नहीं indulge करते इसमें. अभी let me build something of myself. Abhi, let me upgrade my life. Abhi, let me make myself the best version of myself. Yes, my body is asking for sex, but I am telling it and I am अंडरस्टैंडिंग विद इन माई सेल्फ कि भाई ठीक है अभी रुक जाते हैं, मिल जाएगा सेक्स, जो चाहिए मिल जाएगा, जितना चाहिए मिल जाएगा, बट लेट मी अपग्रेड माई सेल्फ, लेट मी गेट माई सेल्फ टू द पॉइंट दैट आई वांट टू गेट माई सेल्फ टू फर्स्ट. And here's the most important point to understand from this entire video. बाकी कुछ ना समझ आए, बाकी कुछ ना सुनो, ये वाला part समझ जाओ. See, it's not just about the time that goes into thinking about women, talking to them, not looking at the pixels on the screen. It's about so much more than that. And I'm going to tell you what it is actually about. See, to give you my example, December 2021, November, December 2021 was when I locked in, was when I decided मैं अपने ऑनलाइन बिजनेस बिल्ड करने वाला हूँ, सिर्फ इन पे काम करने वाला हूँ. नो इंटरेक्शंस, नो सोशलाइजिंग, नो मीटिंग एनीवन, नो मीटिंग गर्ल्स, नथिंग. एंड सो 4 साल हो गए अभी फॉर द फर्स्ट 3 years over there. 2021 लेट से लेके 22 के एंड, 23 के एंड, 24 के एंड तक I did not meet anyone, I didn't talk to anyone. All of my time was business, gym, business, gym, business, gym. But for the first 2 years over there, I hadn't overcome lust. I was still indulging, I was still letting myself go. And it was late 2023, so 2 years in, that I decided to really go all in on this tangent, on this thing that we're talking about over here. Completely give up all indulgence, not look at women, not think about them, not anything. No doing the deed, of course. And that is when I saw the transformation. That is when I saw this effect come about, that I'm about to share with you. Now, initially, kya hota hai, and you'll see this for yourself, it's so counterintuitive that the longer you go without fapping, without doing the thing, the easier it becomes to keep not doing it. Counterintuitive, right? Because you would assume कि यार ये तो जितना टाइम हो गया उतना ही बिल्डअप हो रहा है अंदर, उतना ही ज़्यादा वो नीड फील होगी रिलीज की. Actually doesn't work that way. And if agar thode time, if there have been times when you've gone a few weeks, you know this for yourself, the hardest days are like day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, up to day 7, day 8. Beyond that, it becomes so much easier. And why does that happen? Uske piche hi hai pura the entire point that we're making over here. See, initially your body longs for release, it screams for release, it wants it, and then that pushes you to go to the pixels on the screen and get your release. But once you signal to your body that you're not going to get this, ये जो हमने शुरू में point बोला ना कि you're literally rewarding yourself for doing nothing. Once you signal to your brain and once you show it कि नहीं भाई काम करे बिना नहीं मिलने वाला release, I'm not just gonna give it to myself for no reason. Something clicks in your brain. कुछ अंदर कोई दिमाग में एक बात समझ आती है, and your brain understands, your body understands that if it wants the release, that's going to come through leveling you up. So that's where then your brain, your body start pushing you to level up your social game, your financial game, your how you dress, how you look, how you talk, your confidence, your body language. Everything starts to improve because your brain understands कि यार इसको अगर दिलाना है, if we need the release, क्यों दिमाग को क्या चाहिए? Sex. एंड दिमाग समझ जाता है कि यार अगर सेक्स चाहिए, इट्स नॉट गोना कम इजी एनी मोर, इट्स गोना कम थ्रू एफर्ट, इट्स गोना कम थ्रू एक्चुअली मेकिंग दिस मैन केपेबल एंड एबल इनफ दैट ही इज एबल टू एक्चुअली गो आउट एंड गेट सेक्स. That's what transmutation of sexual energy means, where you stop feeling the need for the release, where you don't even get those urges to open up your incognito window anymore. उसकी जगह urges ही आते हैं और दिमाग में पूरे वो एक एनर्जी ही अंदर बदल जाती है, where you just want to keep upgrading yourself more and more and more. That is where the magic lies. That is where you see the transformation. The moment you see, एक बार अपने challenge for you, 2 हफ्तों के लिए एक बार अपने आप को ये challenge लेके देखो, 2 हफ्तों के लिए I will not give myself the release, 2 हफ्तों के लिए I will not touch my meat, 2 हफ्तों के लिए करके देखो. You'll see somewhere along the line the urges go down. You'll see the longing and the want to get the release go down. When that happens, you know that the brain has tapped into an alternate source, the brain has tapped into an alternate outlet for the release of this energy, which is your self-improvement, which is making you the best version of yourself, which is upgrading you to the highest level possible, so that it can finally attain the goal that it wants, that you want, that you want to have. There's no problem with that. What we need is a proper outlet for that energy. And see, all of this applies even when you have a girlfriend. All of this, in fact, it's crucial, it's essential to build this skill and to get to this point जिसकी हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं through all of this time before you get a girlfriend. Because I'll give you my example. The last 3 years, November, December 2021 से 2024 के end तक, I had entirely locked myself in my house. दिन के सुबह उठ के दिन के पहले 4 घंटे first business पे, I would go to the gym, come back the next 4 hours into the second business, 8 hours a day of work, if not more, exercising regularly, all of that. That was my life for 3 full years. Unbelievable consistency, and through all of that got more success than I could have imagined, than I'd even dreamed of starting out, and got myself to a very good point. And at the end of last year, December 2024, I decided, okay, all right, let me level up this side of my life as well. The relationship side, the having a partner, and integrating that into my life, and being as good a partner as I can, and navigating relationships, and developing the masculinity on that side. And for the first 2 months or so, went out on a bunch of dates, met a bunch of women, had some very good conversations, and somewhere along the way I met this one girl whom I really liked, and जिसके साथ I could tell that she could be a good positive impact on my life. And today, all of these last months, I see that having her in my life helps me work harder than I would when than I did before having her around. And इसके साथ with my girlfriend, we've had this conversation a bunch of times where she talks about how, and we talk about how clearly that at the start of the relationship, for the first months, how clearly she was way more invested in me than I was in her. And in hindsight, I'm able to tell so clearly that yaar, this was only possible because of this skill that I had built in the 1+ year before meeting her. Because agar nahi hoti hai, the moment, like, and I see this with a lot of clients, I see this with a lot of friends that I talk to. The moment you start getting sex, oh, तुम पागल हो जाते हो उसके for the person that you're getting it from and that you're getting it with. And especially as a guy, you you get obsessed with them right from the start, and you only see them, और जिंदगी में कुछ और दिख ही नहीं रहा, कुछ और चाहिए ही नहीं. That's a risky, that's a dangerous position to be in, and you lose respect for yourself for it, and your partner, your girlfriend, loses respect for you for it. I was able to navigate these things in this way only because of gaining this self mastery beforehand, where it got to the point that, all right, yes, this aspect is there, but like, there's no doubt about it from the beginning, from the conversations I had, as well as the way our entire relationship dynamic went, that my goals and the things I'm trying to do come first and foremost, with no close second. And then way down the line comes everything else, comes our relationship, comes you, comes everything. It has to be that way, man. It has to be. And I believe in these traditional values, and I would very strongly impart these, and recommend internalizing these for you as well. कि यार, the relationship dynamic has to be you as a man going that, all right, I'm gonna build the best life possible for us. And so as the man, your focus needs to be here, your focus needs to be on the mission, and her focus needs to be on you. That is that's the recipe for a beautiful, that's the recipe for a positive, happy relationship. The problem with most guys is the moment you get with her, that she becomes your world, she becomes your priority, she becomes your everything. And she senses that, and she loses respect for you for it. She gets put off by it. She takes a step back as a result of that. So by this self mastery, this gaining control over lust, absolutely obviously 100% applies when you're by yourself and when you're single, but applies just as much even when you're in a relationship, when you're with a partner. See, the woman desires and needs love from the man. The man needs respect from the girl. The girl needs love from the man needs respect from the girl. And the moment you as a man see that respect lacking, and you don't see her adoring you and admiring you and respecting you at the level that you need it and the level you want it, that's where the relationship becomes unhealthy and toxic and messed up and inevitable to a demise. To bhai, and then she can't respect you when she sees you at her mercy that way, when she sees you just wagging your tail behind her and running behind her all the time. You can't respect yourself when that's the case. So now, understanding the destructive power of lust, as well as the potential positive impact of that transmutation of sexual energy, go forth and see and figure out for yourself the extent to which तुम इस पे कंट्रोल पाना चाहोगे यार. मैं मेरे पास जब कोई क्लाइंट आता है ना, वो trying to quit smoking, the simplest and the most straightforward solution is the one that I've found to be the most effective one. I'll make them watch these videos on what smoking does to their body on a regular basis. I'll have them read a book on it. I'll have them watch these वो जो graphical or animated वाली videos होती है ना, कि how smoking affects you, what it does to your skin, to your hair, how it ages you, how it brings about those wrinkles, how it fucks up your heart, how it messes up with your lungs, what it does to your entire body. बंदा यार ये देख ले, and he just I remember this was one of the biggest steps I had taken myself toward quitting smoking जब college में लग गई थी आदतें. Quick little side tangent over there, but I found the same for lust and for porn and for all of these things कि यार जिस जब जब truly genuinely दिमाग के अंदर तक समझ जाओ किस extent तक तुम्हारी जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रहा है ये, और किस लेवल पे अपनी जिंदगी को ले जा सकते हो by overcoming these things, becomes so much easier to overcome them. एंड माई चैलेंज टू यू स्टैंड्स, 2 हफ्तों के लिए एक बार अपने आप को जबरदस्ती कंट्रोल करके देखो. Like any drug, any addiction, anything that has you weak, step one has to be that period of absolute abstinence जब अपने आप को indulge करने ही ना दो, ताकि you get through the initial withdrawals and you get to the point where it becomes easier to take control. Then like we just discussed, is especially with this, वो तुम एक बार वो 2 week mark hit कर लो, it gets to the point where your body starts to find this alternate outlet for that energy, and that exactly is the biggest benefit of overcoming lust. So try this for yourself. 2 week challenge, man. Go through this through the days. Update me. Dalo their comments mein how it is going for you. I'll make sure I respond to you. Use the comment section over here as your personal accountability. And see your life transform, man. Make your dreams a reality. One day at a time.